push rewind. It's my fault. I'll give you my heart. You can crush it. Moving on. I'll be on my way if you want it. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. Waving the white flag. Waving the white flag. You watch me across the room. Your glances tells me that I am doomed. Is there a way to cool you down? Just one mistake and I am out. It's my fault. I'll give you my heart. You can crush it. Moving on. I'll be on my way if you want it. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. Waving the white flag. I'm 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 waving the white flag, yeah. It's my fault. Moving on if you want it. I surrender to you. I'm waving the white flag. I surrender to you. Yes, I am waving the white flag. Waving the white flag. Waving the white flag. I'm waving the white flag. Waving the white flag.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome back to another HNL Tonight show with your hockey coach, your called Frenchy. This is the October 3rd and 2022, maybe October 2nd if you are in somewhere around the world. But tonight we have a special guest, not a special guest, is the co-host directly from Toronto. He is back in the house, Mr. ENORTAP. Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP. How long did you practice this one during the weekend?
Nothing better than a little Caribbean music. I love it. I
Here
love
we
it.
go. We knew we have a specific song for you. So it's like a reliever in baseball, right? The pitcher is coming at the ninth inning. He use, whatever is it, and then you all show up. You at the show with your own music. Now you're really special. So that's the reason you got that music. Are you ready to rock and roll, October, Mr. ENORTAP? We're
I
going to
think
see you in the
so. I
next
think
couple
so.
hours. Now you will be back tomorrow night. The warm up show start tomorrow night. At 6 o'clock p.m. We're going to go to prediction all week, Mr. ENORTAP. Tomorrow we'll talk about the division Pacific. So that's going to have on the show tomorrow. We're going to see what they look like, all the chant they did during the season, off season, then what we expect the upcoming season. So we're going to go Pacific Monday, Central Tuesday. We're going to go Metropolitan Wednesday, the Atlantic Thursday. And then Friday, we do the playoff series on that one. And then the following week, we're going to do all the trophies and NHL. So we're going to go to carry on this only to the beginning of the season. We know, honestly, October 12th is really where we're going to make all the prediction. And we have a new way to do it. We're going to talk a little bit more about this. Tonight, we talk about, Mr. ENORTAP, the breakout candidate for each team. Not necessarily the best player for each team, but something, a breakout where you expect someone, a new player's coming to a new team whatsoever. So we're going to talk about this for each team tonight, and we're going to go through this, and we'll try to rock and roll. And tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, Frenchy Quiz, this is the beginning of new month. This is the first show in October, so we have a new leader board for October, and we continue the leaderboard for the year. So I'm going to show to you who, and then the top of the top, of course, you are honestly with 5 point over the number 2. It's Vinny James 007 take the lead, and now he dropped number 4 on the leaderboard. We have Pierre Martin is number 4, and Bobby back at the nuts. He's on number 3, Mr. ENORTAP. So that's what we have at this moment. How was your weekend, Mr. ENORTAP? Let's talk about a little bit you about. We'll give you 28 seconds.
Goodness. Very busy, Coach. Very busy. A lot of chores to do around here, and of course we had our annual draft this year, which was fantastic. That took up a couple of hours as well, but glad to be here tonight, and I'm really pumped for the start of this season. That's for sure. I can't wait till the teams
I believe your first overall pick was
branched out.
really easy to pick, right? You don't have to study a lot.
No, actually, it wasn't, because I studied your point system that you set up there, and I did pick McDavid, but if you looked at the stats, they were predicting that Shesterkin could pick up more points. So I was seriously contemplating taking him, but how can you give up on McDavid? I had to go
it was pretty good. We're increasing the number of the talent as a GM and the league this year, because not only Yamo, but now Marco, we have Karen, we have other players run with there, and was surprisingly a lot of people pick a lot of great plays. I went to the St. Louis Blues this year. I don't know what was going on with me, but I will tell you what happening, Mr. ENORTAP. So I put all my players on the queue all the time, right? And then I was going to do that. And then I was looking for players and everything. Then I see Jordan Kyrou. Oh, I said, geez, I would put on the queue. But he was draft. So I draft him by mistake, Mr. ENORTAP. It was not a big mistake.
Oh, that's a good mistake.
But it was a little bit one round earlier. But, he turned around to be okay. But I thought I had other selection in front of him. But, it was going to be interesting. My goaltender is not strong, but I have 4 starters. That's a good one. My defenseman is pretty good. My top 3 defensemen with Kel McCarr. Then I went with the player who got traded. I went to Huberdeau Goudreau. So new players, new team. Will be interesting how they're going to turn around about this. And my right wing is not big. I picked my 7 last pick. It was 4 of them, or maybe 6 of them. My last players are coming for the right winger. So I was a little bit limited, but I got Jordan Eberle like 19 rounds, so it was not too bad. I go with a lot of 20
you
goals.
stole that one.
So 20 gold around. So that's pretty good. She stole Brandon Sad at that moment. Karen, but I pick up or Eberly. So it was not too bad. And then
Yeah.
I pick a Forsling as my wild card on that draft. I was going to go with Mike Madison. And she took Mike Madison, and then I decided to go with Forsling. So I think a Forsling as a number 2 defenseman at Wigar. I think that will. I think I got Wigar, by the way. I think I got him. I don't know.
Did you? Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see. But listen, let's talking about
good.
welcome everybody before we talk
Let's
about
do
the
it.
subject tonight. So let's go talking from Toronto. Unibird, Mr. Kelly is in the house tonight. Welcome aboard.
Hello, Kelly. Kelly, you should have joined the draft with us.
We're talking about he was really I call him the rat, Marco, because he still a lot of players in that chat tonight on the fantasy. Mr. Marco Larabie, welcome back. Talking about Marco,
Hey,
Mr.
Marco.
Nata, we did early this morning, episode number 4 with Karen and Marco. They are really great to do the app branch, both of them. And it's fun to see the premiere, like we can chat and the chat with people. I think turn around to be great when we are there anyway. So I was very happy about what we did this morning, and we're having a big show next week. Honestly, prediction of the Montreal Canadiens next week. We're going to talk about this at the app branch next week. You are,
Will be very good.
congratulations, you became the winner of the contest. Maybe not help you a lot about your fantasy, but you get a good list. We'll see what's going to happen.
Too late.
And Brendan Bishop, directly from South Carolina. Brendan, welcome back.
Hey, Brendan. Welcome.
By the way, Mr. Nortap, a story about Brendan Bishop. He's a goaltender, playing the USAHL, USPHL, and it looked like I coached against him. So when he played there, he's from the Ottawa area, and he played in the Atlanta Knights. I cannot remember everybody. People remember more me. I remember everybody. But he told me I coached against him. So I just want to let you know about this one over there.
It's a small world, eh?
Oh yeah. Talking about small world, we're talking about a big tank of the water, because Shark is back in the house tonight.
Uh-oh. Micro is in the house.
He said the Ducks take the lead already at the beginning of the game. Mr. Nata, 42 seconds. Grimaldi tried to get PDO with the Anaheim Ducks. Grimaldi played with Nashville Predator, drafted by the Florida Panthers, one of the smartest players in NHL. We wish the best for him. Always been a big fan of him. I could be a big fan for another thing, but I'm not going to open the door for that one over there. David Archer, welcome in the house.
Hey, David. Welcome aboard.
Thanks to be a part of the show. The skipper, Mr. ENORTAP, is back in the house. The captain of the moderator, directly from Orleans, Mr. DANY. Welcome back, Mr. Danny T. We know Danny love the country song, and I can't wait to see dancing left and right about this. And Bobby is back. Bobby went to the game at the Vegas Golden Knight, the game-winning goal.
Hey, Bobby.
And he want to see the Vegas Saturday night, if I can recall it.
Not a good night for them.
Another moderator of the Hockey National Show, Mr. Ron with Kings from Utah, 20 Los Angeles King.
How's it going, Ron?
My granddaughter, here we go. Beautiful. How about this? He sent me a picture. I didn't have no time to do it. Too many things about this. Send you a trade, Marco, already to Danny. Danny picked a couple of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he picked Andrew Hammond, by the way. So maybe you should trade him to Marco. That'd be great to see that. William Snyder is in the house.
Hey, William. Welcome aboard.
Thanks so much, William. Really kind of you. We'd appreciate a lot. And King of Gamer, Mr. Nartab, back in the house.
Hey, King.
You can use anybody, King, for your UCT players in the lineup. So you have a rules like 3 center, 3 winger, and I always said 3 right wing, wing, and 3 left winger.
3 right.
I think as defenseman, is that 4, Mr. Notap?
4. 4. Yeah.
So
Two
any
goalies.
utility you can put there, the goaltender does not count. So you can put a defenseman, an extra defenseman, an extra center, an extra winger. It's up to you.
Right.
Well said?
Well said.
There we go. That's what I will talk about this. Bobby, back in the house, Bobby. But Mr. Nata, we're not starting with RJ. That's our David. But RJ Calabro is back in the house, Mr. Nata. He's going to give us all the
RJ.
update and NHL the next couple of minutes. Glad to see you about this.
Welcome aboard.
King, I think you asked my server night to play those guys. I know that. Marco, you got it. 4-minute penalty. Chicago back in the house. Welcome aboard, Chicago.
Hey, Nick.
Talking about Vinny James 007 earlier. Mr. Notap is in the house.
007, welcome.
Here we go, Mr. Notap. It's time for the fun fact. The first goal to be scored in the NHL took only 1 minute into the game, Mr. Notap. Did you know that?
The first goal. Wow.
The first goal and the first goal to be scored in the NHL took only 1 minute in the game. That's happening, Mr. Notap. I don't know. He's talking about the 1917 or 18 or the year, the earlier period. Anyway, I don't think so. You were not born at that time, right?
Close, but not quite.
Not. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. You never see the Montreal Maroon play, right?
No.
Okay. I know. I was just be sure we are, around the time frame. Very exotic music for an attack. Yeah, Marco, he loves this kind of music. And Borrelia, back in the house. The Technique Color.
Borrelia,
back in the house, Mr.
welcome.
Borrelia. Glad to see you around. Glad to be ready with us. Always a pleasure having you aboard, of course, with the Hockey Nation Show. Directly from Sweden, Mr. Notap. Stefan Manberg.
Hey, Stefan.
Welcome in the house.
Welcome.
Stefan is coming when he shut down the bar, Mr. Notap, and when he close it about 2 o'clock a.m., 3 o'clock, depend the days of the week. But Stefan, great businessman with all the stuff he's doing in Sweden. We saw Yamo a couple hours ago. Yamo now asleep. Like he said, look, I have to go to bed, But I have work to do. I'm already hooked. King of Gamer, glad to see that, my friend. Surprisingly, you pick RHP. But one thing you can do, of course, guys, for everybody, if you are new, like Brendan, of course, Brendan did a good pick. You can release, so you can put the player on the waiver gamer. Yeah. And you can send example, I don't like Harvey Pinard. You can put him on the waiver list, and then you can pick any player did not been draft and the waiver on the player, so you can claim one of them, right, Mr. Notap?
That's exactly it. Of course, there's a waiver draft order depending on where you are in the standings. Yeah. So last place will get to pick
You're
first.
going to be on 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be careful because Yamo, that's where he's now I'm happy because I'm in front of Yamo. Yamo will beat us because when we go to bed, we sleep. And then people and we cannot see who the people was and the player was on the waiver list. But now I'm the first one, so I'm going to beat Yamo on the waiver list. And we're going to jump before he said that about this one over there. So that's the thing about this. That's something I've never done. I never done a pool. And a while, so much fun looking to trade center for the defenseman, Marco.
Right to me, Marco. Let's deal.
Exactly about that. Nicolas de Goalie. But no, welcome back in the house.
Hey, Nicolas.
The first update for RG, Mr. Notap. We have from Kentucky, Mr. Notap. He's back in the house. You are awesome. Miss Irene and Alan Vaillancourt back in the house tonight. He got eliminated, Mr. Notap. Now he's on the off season for Alan. I don't know. He's going to have some kind of, take a break 1 month and then come back a little bit, practice his right arm, and then I don't know. But will be interesting follow. He finished with a 8-7 record, but not good enough to beat at the end. But his wife beat him on his average per game, Mr. Notap. 136 to 134 or 138 to 136, something like that, Mr. Notap. I follow everything. I'm a bit like the RG about this. We have a hockey fantasy draft this night with a bunch of NHL pick. It was fun. Yep, you're absolutely right about this. Surprisingly, Danny was great at the beginning, and he slipped with the kind of pick at the end, like Toronto Maple Leaf and the Andrew
Yeah.
Hammond. I was worried he would pick, I don't know, like Tim Horton or something like that. I said, Jesus, that'd be interesting.
I helped him out the first few rounds, but then I
Yeah,
thought he got the hang of it until he went with Hammond.
he did pretty good. He hanging there until the end. I think I have 2D. I'm debating between Romanov and Pietrangelo. I feel Romanov is more younger. It will be around longer. Yeah, King, that's you right. But this is only for 1 year. So never thinking for long term. King, it's not like a keeper league. I thought they do it, but I think we need more people, more consistency. So it's only 1 year keeper. So you don't have to keep thinking for 2, 3 years. So only thinking about 1 year only for this year only. So that's the best way to do it. Mr. Terry T is in the house.
Welcome, Terry.
You're absolutely right, Terry, about this. I said, and I'm not ready for that kind of contender, but a great comments about you about this. Is Kaprizov played tonight? I think he was still hurt, but I could be wrong. Yeah, the Vinny, it was selection number 11 on the draft, Mr. ENORTAP. I was number 12, so I watched him a lot. He was pretty good. He did not steal me a lot of players, so I was happy about this. Kevin hurt me a little bit 2 times, but he was pretty good. I think only one, but I cover very well. But I don't like.
That's okay.
I'm glad you
He
are
took
not
him from
around
me.
me or Bunky or Yamo or Park the Monkey or Marco because you can steal my players. When I was away, the auto draft get me Jack Hughes, Kaprizov, John Carlson, top pick. Wow. Maybe you should let the auto draft do your pick. And back in the house, Mr. Natal, the brother of the other brother. We trying to
Raj.
drop the red carpet from the top to the bottom. It's coming from the top to the bottom or bottom to the top. We don't know. Only thing we know is in the chat, Mr. Roger. HABS number one, fans. In the house, Mr. Natal. William, Ken McCarr. Yeah, I picked Ken McCarr, my first
Cheat
pick
code.
phone round. I might pick. I think it was a good thing to do it.
Yeah, of course.
So I think it
Can't
will
go
be
wrong.
a good one about this one over there for sure. Game said who draft Eichel, he will have at least 40 goals this year.
Ooh.
I
there's a
believe
bold
it's Park the
prediction.
Monkey.
Did he? I don't think he did. I think it was
It's
somebody
another
else.
one. If it's not him, it's another one. Like, why he picked this one? It might be more on my area. Yeah, maybe drop like I'm 12, so maybe
Yeah.
around 14, 15.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
you're
but
absolutely right about this. Then Ken McCarr. Yeah, William, we got it. Nat in the house. And welcome aboard.
Hey, Nat. Welcome aboard.
Yep. And then we have another update for Mr. RJ. Cannot wait for the season start. Alan is anxious, is excited for the upcoming year, Mr. ENORTAP. And then we have
We all are.
another week of suffer of the exhibition game. But now the regular players are coming back. Montreal Canadiens play 4 games Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. 3 games against Ottawa Senators. And the first game will be against Toronto Maple Leaf. Monday, Tuesday at home, and then they'll be on the road for the last 2 games in Ottawa, Mr. ENORTAP.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So is trading player for a player, or do we draft a pick to trade as a player? No, trading
No.
player for players, King of Gamer. Yeah, but you're going to see sometime you have to have you can go over the limit you have. And important to put, if you have any player on your injury reserve, put them right away. Then you can add another players. And then when this player returning for injury reserve, now you have to remove one of your lineup, your starter, but not your starter, but one of your roster. And the key for, honestly, Mr. ENORTAP, you'll be agree, the key to winning is to show up every day to check your roster, to be sure you put your roster on, update every single day, so to be sure when they play, they are on the roster, right?
Yeah, it's head to head, and you have to be careful because from one day to the next, like sometimes a team might play 3 games in a week. Other times they might have only 2. So if you have players, you might want to switch them up so that you maximize their playing time.
Yep, so right about this. Welcome, Mr. Randy Walkman. And from
Hey,
Florida,
Randy.
for the Flames. Welcome aboard, Randy. Thanks to be a part of
Welcome aboard.
Here we go. Marco, he said, King, you can trade multiplier. We'll send you an offer. Be careful, King. If he send you a trade, let me know. I will let you know is the best for you.
And it doesn't
be
have
careful,
to be.
King. You have some kind of I said earlier, the rat. They take advantage of the rookies and the fantasy hockey. So don't trade right away. Let's just be patient. Be patient. See,
Are you going to call Marco Lensman now?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's happening about this one over there. So the point you get is on the real season, right? Yes, King of Gamer, but pay attention. A goal is more point versus an assist. The penalty count, the shot block count, the shot on the net count, and the goaltender. The winning can give 4 points, but every time you give a goal, that -2, I believe.
Yes, -2.
So and then count a shot, everything like that. So it's very. You have to look about all the stats on the point for each player. You can look at your setting or your inside of the website about this one over there. But again, tomorrow.
And you can make trades. You can make lopsided odd numbers trades. You could trade 2 for 3.
Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. Game said, did anyone draft Paul Cotter from the night? It would be good backup pick. I did not see.
Bobby.
Did you pick him?
He's in my discussions tonight when we talk about Breakout.
Yeah, he have a great camp so far for the Vegas Golden Knight. I still at Chandler Stephenson as a center. It was like pick number 13, 14. It was really late on, and I picked him over there.
Thank you.
I thought I was going to get Riley Smith. I don't know if I took him or not, but it was on my.
I think you did.
Yeah. It was another pick late, like 18, 19. About this. When the Habs call play that country jam about this one. Yeah, very possible about this. I need to check all the new song of the horn.
The horn.
Roger Delaney back in the house. Welcome back.
Roger,
hopefully an amazing, great weekend, Mr. Roger. Always glad to see Mr. Roger, Mr. NOTAP. I think he's doing a very good way. But Mr. NOTAP, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Come on down, Johnny Golden.
Here's Johnny.
Here we go, Johnny Golden. Welcome back in the house. Glad to see you about this one event. Fun fact music. I'm back, David. Back again already. 17 likes so far. Johnny, my mother, and that was in the first NHL game.
Attaboy, Johnny. Keep them coming.
Yep. That's what she, after the game, she was all the soup for all the players ready for them about this one of them. Good evening, gentlemen. Dan Asham back in the house. Danny, welcome.
Dan, welcome aboard.
Danny's another one of the fantasy hockey about this. It was pretty good overall. And he's back in the house, Mr. NOTAP. Remember when talking about the assistant moderator of the Hockey National Show, the trumpetist of all the game, Montreal Canadian, Mr. Luciano Graziano. Welcome back in the house tonight.
Luciano.
When you start, he never stop. He go all the way to the end. He loved to play trumpets, Mr. NOTAP. Maybe not his wife, like when he practiced a lot, by the way, like a couple hours, and the wife I think he put him out. I think he need to practice in the garage or something happening right now, because the wife said, "Come on, stop me that kind of crappy trumpet you have, and clean up the house, do something else."
Told him to move to Thailand.
Yeah. About this one over there. Marco from this morning, Mr. Roger, you're welcome, my friend. Thanks to be a part of the show. Is that why you moved to Thailand, Coach? it would be to be beat Giamo to Waiver. Yeah, possible. That's the reason about this one over there. Why my messenger delete? I have no clue about this one over there. I'm not in charge about the chat about this one over there. Not a problem. Rogers happening. Good luck to everyone. The Fantasy Hockey League. Yeah, Danny, great. Great. Yep, so right about this. We wish them good luck for sure. We're going to up. Mr. Allen, I have a question for you. Do you think a minor play defense is a good idea? We'll switch from wing to defense out of the game, Mr. Nata.
Not going to happen, Ella.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea at all.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. William is ready for the Frenchy quiz. Going to happen a little bit later. Danny, it's Danny got Jack Eagle, Mr. Nata.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And Danny, he was 15, 16. He was at the bottom of the draft after me, so he was the one right there.
He had the last pick.
The last pick, here we go. Yeah. So, every time I say my roster after the thing, it goes back to default.
Maybe because it hasn't started yet.
If you do that, the only thing I would say to you is because it's illegal roster. That's the only thing I would say to you, Mr. Notap. Remember, like if you try to add 2 players versus 1, they will not save it.
Right.
That's the only thing I would say to you.
Yeah.
And Audrey, the new person, more bad news. Injury from Sunday morning. Coach Jim revealed that winger Tyler is considered week to week with another body injury, Mr. Notap.
Yeah, I don't think it's very serious from what I heard, but he'll be out for a bit.
I do my yourself apply for trade. Here we go, King. I know you are ready to rock and roll for this year. Be watching the Giants today. The Giants are football team. I think they won. I don't know. I don't know what that's. And Mr. Oli Bull, the rider, is back in the house. If you choose one, Meza or Sakarski for now?
You mean to make the team this year?
Just take one.
Right now. No, neither one.
All right, I would take Sakarski. Ask her which one.
Okay, you want me to make a choice?
Yeah.
Okay,
if you choose one, that's enough. Meza or Sakarski for now?
Okay, give me Slavkovsky.
Here we go. Buenos noches, Mr. Andy Kuivula. Welcome aboard.
Auntie, how's it going?
We're just increasing one more likes, Mr. Naptap. Glad to hear that. And Renault Meza is another pod carrier.
Interesting. Interesting comparison. I could see some similarity there. I think Korea is a little bit more dynamic, at least so far from what I've seen in Massar.
Yeah, I like the similarity, but the consider a Meza like Paul Carrier, I don't think so. Like I don't, like Paul Carrier have an amazing, great career in NHL, but the fact he was small, the fact he was carrying the puck fast, everything, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But Meza would never accomplish what Paul Carrier did in NHL on my eyes. Rick, welcome aboard. Thought on the new Coyote Arena. If you talk about the Monet Arena, it's a 5,000 arena, Rick, and they're going to be ready when the season start. The entertainment will be great. I'm not sure if everybody will be happy about this, but I think at the end of the day, it's not end of the world. They are in a transition right now to go to the new building, and it is what it is for right now. I think it's just it's been always a problem in Phoenix, and they all been there, but look like nothing changed. And but it's really important, Mr. Notap, for the TV contract. They have a team in Arizona. That's the only reason they keep the team over there. It's a part of the ESPN deal they have to be represent at X number of the state in USA, the NHL, to get that kind of money. So that's the reason to stay in Arizona, Mr. Notap.
Yeah, it's the 6th largest market in the States.
Yeah.
So a lot of money there.
About this, Mr. Adam Berger is in the house. Welcome back.
Adam, how's it going?
Paul Cutter will make a biggest team, Adam. Yeah. I think you have a good chance. They cut a couple of players like Brisson back and Anderson team, the Silver Knights. But yeah, if you look about all the players, rookie or the player make an impression like Cole Perfetti and Winnipeg Jet. Carter was great with the Vegas, Arbor or Goalie with the Montreal Canadiens or Howard Beck. Clark for the Lesson Kings have a great camp, Mr. Notap. Be careful on this one, I'm going to tell you right now. And I don't know how the Lesson King are a problem like Montreal Canadiens on the forward. Them is on the defenseman. They have Dursey, they have Spence, they have Borchfoot, and they have now Clark. And Clark is stuck in the ladder over there. So I think they're going to return Clark and OHL but this is really interesting.
I don't know. I think it's a mistake if they do. I think I love what I'm seeing from Clark.
Yeah.
He's a really good skater, but I see your point. I understand what you're saying.
Because if they put any other defenseman, as you mentioned, they are on the waiver. So possible they open the door for the trade or not. But if I was the Toronto Maple Leaf, I would looking if they have a right defenseman over there to fill up that site. But trade a forward, I don't know. I just opened the door here, but would be interesting. You can maybe have a trade Montreal and the Los Angeles Kings. Don't know. But great point, Adam. We start with talking about Carter. Now we talk about the Kings. But great point about him. I really like him, like Mr. Notap said about this. Welcome in the back in the house, Adam, or the swimmer team. He's very busy about this one over there. Watch Edmonton game last night. It was impressed with Jason Demers. Wonder if Abs should make him an offer, sneaky offer, won't tell a video on the other team. Yeah, possible. Marco talking about them. Another player doing well over there is Dylan Holloway for the Edmonton Oilers. Mr. Notap have a really good camp for them. That's another one I didn't mention earlier about this. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. Final score: the Islanders beat the Flyers 2-1. Mr. Notap 1-1. The Kings at the first period. We have a goal of Camp. Cam got win goal by the. It was drafted by Karin. Oh, Mr. Notap, we have a first super chat of the week. Reverse, chop, chop, chop. Here we go. Oli, Bill the Reeler, the rider.
Hype, hype, hype.
He did it again, Mr. Notap. I think it was his first one, by the way, but we want to thank Mr. Holly, your super chat.
Oli Bull Rider.
Yeah.
Oli Bull Rider.
Yeah, exactly about this one over there. Do you think the inexperience will catch up him? Thank you so much. Who is in my idol?
Who are we talking about? Which player?
Yeah, that's one I'm not sure about this. So it would be great if you can give us the player you talk about. We can give you a great answer back. If you don't mind, that'd be great. That'd be good to do that. I try to get everybody right now here to go back where I was about this one over there. Watch the Edmonton game last night. Oh, I got this one over there. And then, sorry about this. Her today check run to Oilers for the first one pick at Robert top.
I wouldn't do it, Auntie. If I were the Oilers, it's a hefty return there. I might be in the minority, but I'm not a huge Chychrun fan. I think he's good, but I think for what Phoenix is asking for, Arizona, it's way too much. Way too much.
Well, I think for Brober and him, I would take it.
A first round pick.
I'm sorry?
A first round pick in this year's draft. I don't know.
They're going to be 28, 29, 30. Chikron is only 23 years old, 24 years old, at $4.5 million for 3 more years, 2 more years. I would have no problem with that. If you certify your second pairing behind Donald Nurse, I would do that. And if you want to, I would slip him possible a bad contract to Coyotes with that. Okay. I will do it all the way. Because Brober is not going to be a top 4 in NHL right now. At least he's not ready. And Edmonton, it's not a closed window. It's not. They'll be good for 3-4 years. But I think if you add a check run right there, you have Bouchard, Nurse, check run. That's a really great top 3 defenseman you have. And you only pay a player maybe pick up draft 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. The time will be ready to play in NHL. And the chance to become a great hockey player at that level, at that pick, I think I will do it right away. Like, I'm not talking about a top 10.
Like
right
I said,
I'm talking about at the bottom of the first round.
Yeah, I'm just not overly high on Chychrun, to be honest with you.
But, for me, I will take it. And he's more like he's not for him, he's not a number 1 defenseman like John Carlson, Letang was no kind of. He's more like a second pair. He's more like a Jeff Petrie level, like the second pairing defenseman. That's what I'm talking about. So for me, I think he's great fit.
Okay.
About him, what kind of player will Owen Beck for Montreal? We do believe is potential second line forward or bottom 6 a prediction.
Do you believe the potential? What kind of player?
You see him the top 6 or the bottom 6 as a second center or at the bottom 6?
I see him possibly on the second line eventually at some point. Maybe not. I don't think he'll reach the potential for a first line, but definitely a solid second liner.
Yep. Second line for sure. You never know if he can become another Patrice Bergeron, but I would definitely give him a second center in NHL at the way he plays right now. And Luc Laverson in the house tonight. Well, we got an increasing of 23 likes, Mr. ENORTAP. Coach, is anything, awesome. If anything, how Cherichek is doing on Columbus Blue Jacket?
Not much. I haven't heard much from him. Is he doing okay?
He's doing well, but unfortunately, I don't see him. He will make the team over there. He's going to be returning or whatever he wants to go. I don't know if he's going to be back. He'll be back in Europe or not. But the defense of Columbus is pretty strong when they are all LT. And to let him on the third pairing, I don't think so would be a benefit, Mr. ENORTAP. So you're absolutely right. I don't think so. He'll be back over there for this. Renault, can Owen Beck is compared with Owen Nolan? Not allowed. Under the fact the first name Renault about this. Does Owen Beck see 9 game?
Not this year, I don't think.
No.
Unless it's late in the year when maybe they've traded away a lot of players and there's need to bring him up. But I don't see. He can't bring him up at that point. No, when your players come, when a player leave, going to the junior, you cannot call him back. Okay.
So that's really important about this. So finally, we got the answer, Mr. ENORTAP. I would not answer this question. Do you think the inexperience would catch up on him, Martin St. Louis?
No, I don't think so, because he surrounds himself with a lot of good people that are knowledgeable in many areas. He's a guy that doesn't rest until he seeks answers to whatever questions he has, and he questions everything. He was like that as a player with the coaches, and it seems to be, what he's bringing forth with the team as well. He encourages that, and he'll get answers when he wants to know solutions, for sure.
Great point at the end of your statement about the fact he's going to readjust himself. When he talked about the last game, about the volume of the shot was not great. right? They have only 16 shots, and you
Yeah.
see the specialty does not work. He's already set up now to figure out, okay, what it does not work, what we need to work better, what we need to make some change, and that's what my point. So it's not about his inexperience make some mistake during the process, but he's so smart, like he just said, he's going to
Yeah.
readjust and ask the people around him, okay, how we can change it, what we have to do here, and everything like that. So yes, inexperience costs him some game, and it will cost him some quality hockey at some point. But overall, he's going to get better and better with time, like the young players were there. And I think that's the best expression I can give it to you. But you're absolutely right. Great question, Mr. Ryder. And we want to thank you for your super chat tonight. Glad to hear to have you aboard and to be a part of the show tonight. Owen Beck, 40 plus goal, 85 points. His prim would be number one center with the HABS.
Number 1 or 2. Will he eventually get 40 goals, 85 points? That would be fantastic if he could reach that level. I think that would be an awesome second round pick selection, a steal.
I don't see that.
I don't either.
The only player does this a lot, and my book, Mr. ENORTAP, is Barkov.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
And I just want to be sure I'm going to give you, I was going to be sure I'm give you an example. He's really compared to Patrice Bergeron. Right? His max goal, Patrice Bergeron, is 30 goal in NHL. Yeah. His max season is 79 points in NHL. He repeat only one more time, 70 points when he was his third year in Boston. The rest, he never crossed the 70 point. My point to you, talking about point, is those kind of players, because they are really focusing on the two-way players and they play both sides of the ice. They cover the guy, they go on the details of the game. They're not going to reach that kind of point like Barkov, 85, 90, 95. And that's the difference between, that's the reason why I was saying you're never going to become that kind of players, like you said. And I think that's the right thing. I think could hurt at some point. Shane Wright is really trying to become a two-way center. That's the reason why I don't think so. Shane Wright is going to become a 45 goal and 85 point, 90 point in NHL, because they're really focusing on the defensive zone at the same time. So that
makes sense.
That's for me. I don't think so. It will be that kind of that level of the point about this. Not a chance. Beck is a 40 scorer for Marco. Yep. Beck will never score 40 goal. Renaud like to create some stuff.
I hate
Franco,
to say never.
Yakono, Sawadi, Crab, Mr. Franco.
Hey,
now,
Franco, how's it going?
Now, in Thailand, do you feel very far away from the Bell Center Thursday? No, not really. It's funny because
technology.
But nothing changed. Like, it's just better. The view, the food, the health. Nothing changed. I have you. I have the people in the chat. Is like I work like my 16 hours per day, and I watch hockey. I have TV. It's not like. It's just better. That's the end of the way. So I don't miss anything, honestly. So I'm glad I'm here right now. And when I'm going to fix my visa, after that will be fine. It will be great. And see what is next. We'll be here for 1 year inside of this apartment, this condominium, and see what's next about this one over there. 2810, the Chief, Mr. ENORTAP. Over there. Alan Barnett's back in the house, Mr. ENORTAP.
Hey, Alan, welcome.
I don't know about this. I tried to get there. So the experience, Martin St. Louis, that was, you think it would catch up this year? Yeah, we just answered that's one over there. Chick Run is getting 4.8 million the next 3 years. That's pretty cheap, relatively speaking. Yeah, that's the reason what I was said to you earlier. And I think that's the salary is pretty good. Consider him a top 2 defensemen in any team in NHL. We're getting 27, Mr. ENORTAP. We just crossed the halfway. If you have the pick, the quarterback power play NHL, who would be the top three, Mr. Nortap?
Who are your top three?
Tom Brady,
Definitely
Patrick
McCarr.
Mahomes, and
Your what?
what?
What'd you say?
I said Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think McCarr for sure. You have Fox is very good on the power play. And who could be the third?
So who is the first two?
Both McCarr and Fox. I think they're the top notch.
Who's the number two?
Fox.
Fox? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with
And-
Roman Ozzy.
Yeah, that's probably my third. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Here we go. Randy answer. I love when the people answer each
Although,
other.
yeah, even Quinn of Vancouver is very good on the power play. Good quarterback.
Which one?
Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, but he is not there yet.
Yeah, he's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure why they usually pick Nemec and they are deep on the right defenseman. Because at some point they will, I think
He'll be.
Go ahead.
I think I'm just gonna say I think at some point he'll be a number one right-handed defenseman. If he bumps out somebody else, it's an improvement.
The time Jose and Morgan Riley for him. 2-1 Alassane King, Mr. Nortap. Right now, we have the next goal was Kaliev. Oh, I was close to take Kaliev tonight. Power play goal, and then the Wild take lead 3-0. Duhaime score for the Minnesota and Mike Boldy and the War. I think I took Rand Hartman by the way, Mr. Nortap.
You did, yeah.
And I took it because he was late in the draft. That's the only reason I took it. And I still believe he played with Kaprizov.
Yes, you're right. I believe so too.
So, Coach, don't forget to remind Marco that he said that he will shave his head like you if Owen Beck make the roster. Oh, Mr. Nortap, take a note about this one there. I can wait to see him. It would be like not much because he's already not many. So, but I can understand that. Bruno, bonsoir. Bruno, Meta, Versa, and Frank Yacono are in the house tonight, guys. I'm a little bit nervous about now. I have to admit this. Marco, that's the way a good one about this. Beck will start the season anyway.
No, I don't
Mr.
think
Jose
so.
Duarte, hey, welcome back in the house.
Hey, Jose. How's it going?
Let's hope it does not happen. I don't have a sexy call like about this. Twitter. What's up, Alan? Yeah, thanks so much. Alan, he carry on sharing all the video, Mr. Nortap. That's a good job, Alan, about this. Now we got 33, Mr. Nortap. At least back, it would be a regular 60, 70 point guy. I think. Yeah, I agree with you
that's
about
possible.
this. What time? Yes,
Yeah.
He's back in the house, Mr. Nortap. Anthony Manzano, South
wow.
Florida.
Hey, Anthony. Welcome.
Anthony, Mr. Nortap, he was one of the top 10, maybe 5, when we start the show at 11 o'clock the morning show with Michael DeVillano. At the beginning, Anthony was one of them, show up at some time, ask a question, and not many people. So Anthony was saved our morning a lot of times. So we appreciate a lot. He said a resume of what's going on. We make it okay without any service damage because the hurricane that hit, no major flooding, just power out a couple of days and a few tree knocked down. He lived on the east of the Florida, not on the west, obviously, for the people like Fort Myers and Naples. I coached in Fort Myers so many times. I coached in Naples so many times. Beautiful location, beautiful Saint Marco Island. Saint Marco Island is great over there, and it's not looking good over there. So we wish the best for Kimberly.
I know. Pray for everyone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they're going to recover for sure. We have one more on the stop right there. 935 Anthony, what quarterback and the NHL do you guys will be an elite sniper like Anthony Alexander Ovechkin if they play hockey?
What quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. It depends on their skill sets, I guess. Uh, how can you go wrong? Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes be. I would not. Russ Wilson will be interesting.
Russell Wilson, yes.
Yeah, I feel like Aaron Rodgers more like a Malkin, but that's another subject for the time. Can never have too many defensemen. It's a great problem to have. Can you see for the Panthers their breakout candidate maybe Denisenko?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
I think
I
Lundell
think
is the
he.
one.
Well, there's a couple of others, I think, but we'll get to that shortly. I think.
And by the way, Mr. Notap, tonight I'm going out.
Oh,
Yep,
you
I'm
got a
going
hot
out
date?
for the first time in the history of the Hockey National Show. I'm going to be at the Flying Flutie live streaming for talking about the Montreal Canadiens and the Panthers tonight, but it will be like
Amazing.
tomorrow. But he's recording, so I don't know when he'll be out. But I'm going to be there, Mr. Notap.
Congratulations. Awesome. Good
It's
to hear.
not like, whoop, the light turned off here.
Your
so-
light went up.
Yeah, but I'm still in. So that's the good news about this one over there.
Actually, speaking of Flutie, he would have made a good.
Yeah,
a good
absolutely right
player
about
in the
this.
NHL.
Steven Park can't wait for the season begin because I've already started to hours and these days player. Yeah, you're absolutely right about this, Steven. Thanks to be a part of the show, by the way.
I think even the players are tired.
I don't know. The
They
light
wanna
turned
get down
off
to business. That's okay.
about this. Serge Savard always said building from the back first and up. Great point about this. Going to be tough
the
year
middle.
for the 3 for Ox. I live in, Anthony, live in Sarasota, Mr. Notap. So I apologize, Anthony. Sarasota is on the west coast, Mr. Notap, a little bit north of Fort Myers, where it was a little bit south of Sarasota. But, they were been touched. Sunny Bell, I believe. That's another area was very bad about this one over there. And I thought, why are you so instant toward Becca? Is it
Oh no! I'm not hesitant. I love what I'm seeing from Beck. I just think I think Coach hit on the biggest point is the fact that he's going to be a strong two-way player, and when that happens, it takes away from your offense. I mean, think of somebody like Dano when he was here, and he had that responsibility of checking the players' top line, playing defensive. Even though he scored quite a bit when he was in junior, and we saw that even this year with LA. That once he was unleashed a little bit, that his offensive production was up there. I just doubt that he'll be able to hit 80 plus points, but definitely 60 to 70 is realistic.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about this. It's just like wait for him about this. Remember Guy Carbonneau?
We
What is highest number of point in NHL?
72, I think.
57.
Oh wow, okay.
What is his highest number of goal?
18,
26.
26.
But
Okay.
he has like Mr. Nota 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 season of 20 goalie plus and one of 18 and 19.
Yeah.
So he was regular. But my point to you, those kind of players like Owen Beck, they don't produce a lot of point, less, but they are better players overall.
Right. And usually they get them at critical times in the game.
So I just want to mention sharing with you about this.
Yeah.
Number one goaltender is coming, or is there some good prospect in the coming draft, Mr. Nata, for the goaltender of Montreal Canadiens?
I don't know. I've been very worried about that, not just with Montreal, but in the NHL in general. I think we have some great number one goalies in the league, but when it comes to backups, it's very difficult to find a solid backup in the league, and I don't know what the reason for that is anymore. I think that in Canada and to a lesser degree in the States, they've kind of moved away from the proper developing of goaltending. I see it more overseas. I see it in Russia. I see it in Finland that they do emphasize it quite a bit. And we're starting to see those goalies are true number ones in the NHL.
It's too
So
expensive, Mr. Notap, for the parent to get her son a goalie.
I know, but I think something has to be done because it's such a critical position for every team that you need to encourage more players to enter that field. I think.
I would say to him, for the Montreal, they don't have anybody right now as the goaltender number one. They have two prospects I would really pay attention is Tobes for the Ohio State and Tisho and Franlanda. They are the best goaltender with Primo or the three band. The rest, it's not there, honestly, for right now. Who has the highest ceiling? Cooley, Byron, Lane Hudson, or Mizar?
Cooley, Barron, Lane Hudson, or Nassar. Ah, wow. Hard to compare the D with the forwards. With the D, I would probably say I would go with Goalie. I think Hudson will be very offensive minded, but Goalie is more of a complete defenseman. With the forwards, who was it? Massar and who was the other forward?
Mizar?
And the other forward was?
Um,
Was there another forward in the group?
no.
Oh,
Cooley,
yeah.
Byron, Hudson.
Oh, Barron. Yeah, he's another defenseman. Yeah, yeah. With Massar, I think I think he definitely has an opportunity to showcase his talents. He'll definitely be a part of the future.
Yeah, who was the highest seller in between? I would say Caden Cooley.
Yeah.
How about this one over there? Anthony, coach ENORTAP. I've noticed differently when it comes to sport media and Montreal especially, it seems like they give a lot more leeway to the French-speaking general manager.
In what sense, leeway? In terms of not asking hard questions, or I'm not sure what you mean by it, Anthony.
I'm not sure about this. One thing we said that the atmosphere is really nicer or better between the reporter and the Montreal Canadian overall, both sides. Do you think the
Yeah.
app put a veteran winger on the waiver because there are so many? Carlos Benavides, welcome aboard.
Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Uh, because I mean, they could put somebody that has a high price tag, obviously, because I don't think any team will pick them up. Like, I'm not sure if they put Armia on there that anybody would pick up that contract right now.
Yes.
So I guess that's possible. Um,
I can even say
but
this, Carlos. I think the only one you talk about could be he can become Paul Biron when he come back to play for the Montreal Canadiens. That would be one of them. He could be on the waiver, and then the second one would be, and I know that they like him a lot, but I think that because he's the easy one, is going to be Michael Pesada. And I know he's not a veteran like you talk about, but they are the two only players. I don't think so. They will put any other players they have in the lineup to go on the waiver. I don't see that. They said many times we're not going to give away players. We're going to find a way to manage something other way to make a trade, whatever it is. So that's the best way I can answer
yeah,
that one.
Byron. I don't think Byron will be picked up by anybody because of the
No,
amount of
Byron,
money, his
you know what I
age.
mean? Like if ever he pick up,
Yeah,
it's perfectly good for the Montreal
Pizzetta.
Canadiens.
Pizzetta, I could see possibly somebody
Yeah,
picking him up. Yeah.
yeah. Anthony, but in the opposite direction, one is just an English speaker general manager who does not French. They fire them right away, or the media call him and they tell the 2 years for the guy to be.
I think just as long as they make an effort sometimes to correspond in some French, that they're happy. I don't think it's as as serious as that. Having said that, I've never been a part of that atmosphere, so I don't really know. But I don't anticipate it's as bad as
It's not like
uh,
it was before,
that.
so it's not like end of the
Yeah.
world. Yeah. Right? So I think it's not big deal. Coach ENORTAP, do you guys have any old school Montreal Canadiens jersey, specific either Lafleur or Rocket Richard?
Not Jersey, no, no
No.
pictures,
You have
lots,
all
but
the picture, everything like that. I don't have the jersey, but I have like a couple of jersey behind me. But yeah, let me know. I can speak then. I can check. Flame are lucky that we have Vladar. Vladar. You have a
yeah,
great exhibition
yeah.
game so far, Randy. You
That's a
talk
good
about this.
duo. That's a
Do
good
you
duo
guys
there.
think a good move for the app to sign Allen for 2 years, or we been better to trade him as soon as the team to finish closer to last understanding?
Yeah, I think it was a very good idea, and I thought it was relatively cheap in comparison to what some other backups are making. In our case, he's our starter. He's not the backup. Um, and having said that, I mean, he loves to be here. He's always been very positive about the city. The fact that Montreal, this is the second time that they're extending him, shows that they like what they're seeing. And I'm specifically referring to the fact that he's a very competent goalie, but also he seems to be a leader in the dressing room with the players, and it's reciprocated from the other players as well. So it's really a no lose situation. Worst case scenario, at that price, if it came to a position where they wanted to trade him at trade deadline time, because the haul back to Montreal is great, it's an easy contract to deal away, and the other team would have control for an additional year. So I think it's a win-win situation for Montreal.
Awesome. Flame have a third goalie, Wolf. Yeah, Dustin Wolf. Randy is an
Send them
amazing,
to
great.
Montreal. Send them to
Is a
Montreal.
great goaltender for sure about this. Um, then we have forget backup game. There are a few great goalie in the NHL right now. Yep. So right, Grant.
Very few.
There we go.
Well,
Biro Baron
there's
on the
quite a
waiver
few.
save $1 million on the cap. But he would he's at 3.4 minus 1.2. That would give about 2.2. You're going to save King maybe possibly with all its cap problem. So 1.8 to 2.2 you can save if you put Baron and nobody claim him. He's going to the way like play a Laval Rocket. Give them longer leads the successful as the general manager. Bergevin was the GM for 6 years, but then they have an English-speaking general manager. Only they fired the guy after 2 years. Not really. If Anthony,
was
if I
that?
follow your point, Bergeron has been there for 10 years, and
Yeah.
they have a transition between Gainey and Bergevin, I believe. So Gainey been there like an English guy for over like almost 10 years. Of course, 8, 9 years was there, 2002, I believe. So it's not there. I mean, it's not like this anymore, Anthony. Like people thinking that they are really. It's not like the fans are not that direction. Of course, you have always been have some fans, but in French now it's not the biggest thing anymore. Like the player from the play and look like Francis said Hoffman, yeah, but he cannot. Don't think they bears a lot of team rumored to be interested in him. Yes, Marco, that's the reason they don't want to do it. But at some point they will have to
Yeah.
figure out something else. About this. Yes, the most used language in the world, but it's French population. One second about this one there. Coach ENORTAP and your guys' honest opinion, who do you think won the Calgary Flames from Panther trade Huberdeau, Wegar, and Kachuk?
It depends how you look at it, Anthony. If you look at it in the short term, I think Calgary probably comes out on top. I think you'll see Huberdeau. He'll come close to producing the points that he did in Florida. Maybe not at 100. What did he get this year? 110, I think.
15 or 13 or something.
113. Yeah, I don't think he'll reproduce that number, but he'll come very close to that. I think that they benefit from having Uyghur because it really solidifies an already strong defense. The problem is, down the road and come playoff time, is the addition of Kachuk on Florida a better situation or what they have in Calgary? Like that remains to be seen. You can't really answer that until the playoffs roll around and we see what they do in the playoffs. The other thing you got to consider as well is if they don't re-sign Uyghur, then definitely Florida wins the deal.
But again, if they trade him for the first round pick and something else at the trade deadline,
True.
but that's changed completely. I think for me, it's about the result. It's like Weber and Subban. It's not about the player one to one. It's about what happening with the team after that. What was the result after that? So it's really the outcome of the team. Possibly a short term, Calgary will get better or better chance to get a little bit deeper at the playoff versus Panthers. But long term, will be interesting about this. But again, until we don't know the decision with Wegar, and it will be really, it would take really the way we're going to realize who's going to be when. So a trade like this with impact player at this level, it would take maybe a couple of years, 4 or 5 years before you realize a little bit what it would be, who was the best team when that trade.
Yeah, I think every trade like that, you have to give it at least 4 to 5 years before you can truly evaluate it.
What a reason, Michael Michel Terrien ends up with fire from the Montreal when he was there. But he been like 2 times in Montreal, and unfortunately, like any other coach, he had no specific reason. It's just the result of the team does not do well at the end. And when you've been there for Michel Terrien was up and down, right? When I'm talking about this, one good season, one bad season. With the second time he was in Montreal, at the beginning it was pretty good. He had a great year, like first pick, first rank in the Atlantic. But unfortunately, like anybody else, it's just the time. It's rare a coach stay there forever. It's just nothing wrong against him. It's just happening that way. Welcome back, David. 115, here we go. Was 115, Goodrow, same thing, and 113 him. 30 goal, 85. Thank you, Randy. In my opinion, Allen contract news is very good. Absolutely right, Nicolas, about this. For that one, I'm a big Huberdeau fan, but I feel the guy was more finesse. He hate getting physical. I think he was Bokoye trade for Matthew Tkachuk, coach.
There's some validity in that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about this, Anthony. The only thing was the Tkachuk is going to be the impact during the playoff, right? Huberdeau, he's always produced Mr. ENORTAP. So I don't see a drop of him. It's just going to consider that trade and the 2 players as who's going to be in the playoff. The race on the playoff will be determined a little bit more. I would say, because of him, that's the reason we go to second round. The physicality of Matt Tkachuk during the playoff, everything like that. Or, you see Huberdeau? Look how he plays during this, everything. So, only the time we tell us, Mr. ENORTAP, about
this. It's a different brand of hockey when it comes to the playoffs. That's the key thing. So, even if you're kind of producing the points, but you're not totally in all aspects of the game, it presents a problem. And that, especially the physical play of the playoffs. Everybody ramps it up an extra notch.
Yeah, absolutely about this. King of Gamers, who is the best prospect for the New York Islanders, Mr. ENORTAP?
Well, for the longest time, it's been, not the longest time, for a couple of years anyways. I mean, there's huge things that have been expected out of Oliver Wahlstrom. And it hasn't quite materialized yet. He was, I think he was the 10th or 11th pick overall back in 2018. So I think he's probably at the top there of their prospects. I anticipate he'll have a breakout year this year. I
really go with Noah Thompson, the defenseman for them. He was picked after him at 22-12, and Wahlstrom was in 11. So that would be Noah Thompson, 22 years old. And then after that, you have to think about Arthur Ratti is really the really one they are thinking you become the really they have. Otherwise, they got Kelly Odelius in 2022. But the rest, it's really not there. That's the
Thin.
sadness
It's
about this.
thin.
You think about the five, talking about the last 5 years, Mr. Notap, the only one, the two of the players they got since 2018 is the two players you're just talking about.
Yeah.
So it's never been a great area for the prospect and over there. For this one, let's see what happened here. Anthony, should I be worried about as a Panther fan or the brand new head coach? His track record show can it be just game of the playoff, either the Stanley Cup or the conference final? It's going to be a regression for me, Anthony, for the Florida Panthers. I don't see them to have one of the 60 point, whatever they did at the end of the year. But they're going to be fine. The problem now, Mr. Natap, they're going to be the same level like the Toronto Maple Leaf. They don't finish first, they're going second. And now they're going to play the Tampa Bay again. And when you have a team stop you every year, that's going to be really dangerous for them. So
Yeah.
they have to go through the Tampa Bay again. I'm not sure if they have that kind of possibility. So many players they lost the key role like Huberdeau, and I'm a little worried about all the players they pick it up last, like Badger and White, and I can go all the way like that. So will be really interesting. I'm still worried about the defenseman number 2 or 3 over there for the Panthers. So it'll be a really interesting year overall for them. But regression, still a great team, top 8 in NHL. Is it good enough to make the playoff? Only the time with us, Anthony.
Yeah.
You're welcome, David. Randy, I have a question. Would you have the Habs sign Huberdeau next season si le Flames did not sign him?
Well, Randy, I've been calling Huberdeau's number for a number of years, at least 3 or 4 years now, saying that at some point he would have landed in Montreal, and realizing that he seemed to be very happy in Florida at the time, and he had his home established here, his family. He had a good camaraderie of friends that he surrounded himself with. And it was a bit of a shock, the trade. I'll be honest. I think it was a shock to him, not because it was Calgary, but because of he was taken out of an environment I thought he would remain in. But had he gone to free agency, if the price was right and Montreal's prospects had developed to the stage that they should, it would have been the kind of UFA that Gorton speaks about when he says we're going to speed up the process. If he can pick up somebody like him, he would have. I know he's on in a little bit with age now, but it would have been a strong possibility.
You're absolutely right about this. Will be interesting. But I always just said I think he would not sign with Montreal because he asked $10.5 million, and Montreal cannot offer
That's the problem.
$10.5 million. So, but we have Mr. Tony the Tiger back in the house, Mr. Natap.
Tony the Tiger.
38 likes is in the house. Thanks so much, everybody. Could you explain how the AHCHL works compared to NHL?
Are you going to answer that?
Okay, I was just wondering if you want to get that. So it's easy, King. Okay, so we'll give you example. The NHL are the top team in hockey. Then you have the American Hockey League, so we'll give you a AAA level, right? And then the East Coast Hockey League is considered like a double A level. So it's just an affiliation from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. So Montreal Canadiens have the Laval Rocket and American Hockey League. And then after that, they have the East Coast Hockey League called the Trois-Rivières Lions. So the player is, talent, skill-wise, is lower on the East Coast, better in American Hockey League, and the best is in NHL. So it's just like a ladder. Go fight that over there. It's it's a league been there for many, many, many years. And South and North, they change the team, they remove the team, they add team, and it's been like this forever. and that's how it works. The winner of the cup is called the Kelly Cup, and the Calder and American Hockey League, and the Stanley Cup and the NHL. So that's the best way I can describe for you the East Coast Hockey League. Mr. King, at least you have any other question, can helping you. I will do it. What your point prediction for the Cadre and 2023, Mr. ENORTAP?
I would say around 75.
The first thing I came in my head, it was 71. Then I realized maybe 68. But that's a long, elastic 75.
If he stays healthy, doesn't get suspended.
Renegade Man 83 in the house. Which team is evenly on getting Chikron, Mr. ENORTAP?
Oh, I think Ottawa's really high on him. I think the Rangers possibly. I mean, Buffalo's made some noise lately, so that's also a possibility. And I think that's about it. Have you heard of any others?
At Edmonton.
Oh, Edmonton, right.
All right.
Yeah.
Los Angeles King has always been in that mix all the time with the Czech run. But in anything, Mr. ENORTAP, you're always a team you don't hear nowhere is coming up and it show up. I don't need to mention anything right now, but I just say always a team they pick up and they get something in return. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. You have any clues he can say no, yes or no.
Yeah.
But a team like the Dallas Star, that would be a team I would really watching about this race.
Just the money I'm worried about there.
But he fit well 4.8, Mr. ENORTAP. And the reason I was said to you, they have only Asa Lindell and they have Eskinen, but they move on the.
Eskinen.
But you have Rand Sutter is going to be out very soon for them. So I think possibly they're looking about this. But Chikron could be an asset there. And a team where you don't look about left and right, that would be a team could be like this. I don't think so. The Islanders will get the move now. They get Romanov. I don't think so. Rangers would be there now. They have Len Green and they have Kimbersly. I don't think so. Rangers make a move over there. Carolina is going to get there. Excuse me. Tampa Bay is not going to get there. The Panthers could be a team. A surprise team could be the Panthers. You look like very happy about this, but it's the time.
No, I'm just trying to figure out, given the cap space, that's my only concern.
But
with some of the teams,
they have asset to give back to them.
Yeah, they'd have to give something back that alleviates some of the.
They have Swordzev, they have Denisenko, and you know, I mean, like they have some good and the prospect they can give back over there. I'm going to give you another surprise team, the Columbus Blue Jacket.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
That would cost them at least Matthew Knies, and they don't want to trade him.
Yeah.
But great. And Michel Therrien have a lot of the problem getting along with his player. He was cursing all the time, smoking cigarette in front of their face. They found him disgusting. Eric Morrison. I don't laughing about you, Rick. I'm laughing because your comments is really
on target.
I work with Eric. Maybe you don't know, but I worked like a couple of years with Michel Therrien, and he's a great guy. He's really good. But in life, Mr. ENORTAP, the player make it. Usually, they don't take shortcut. They really go deep and they learn, right? He make it. He make the NHL, Michel Therrien. But he did a lot of shortcut. And he could become better coach if he was not take shortcut. Like like I would compare like Mike Bangkok. Bangkok was the most well prepared, organized, structured, work hard, 16, 8 hours per day, right? I met both of them. And you can see by Sibria would tell me exactly what Bangkok was doing. He would show me everything. When you go Michel Terrien, he never be good in this what we are today because he don't need analytics, he don't need anything like that. Or it's okay. And because for him it was just about motivate players, screaming and go on. That was the old school coach. So that's the reason why Michel Terrien. But smoking and cursing, yeah, cursing, yes. About this one over there. Do you think Montreal goes after Dubois at the end of the season if Dak Commandant does not have a good season?
If they do, they'll go after him when he's a free agent, but I don't think that'll happen anymore. I know he wants to play Montreal, but why take on the risk that he might disrupt the chemistry of what they're trying to build, the environment?
Yeah, possible. Here we go. Mr. Elliott is in the house. Mr. Notab, welcome. I believe it's the first time, Elliott. Thanks to be a part of the
Hey,
Hockey
Elliott,
Listener Show
welcome.
family. How many goals and assists for Cole Caulfield this season, Mr. Notab?
Well, point wise, we were talking about it the other night. I think I had ballparked it around 55 to 56, around there. I think he's capable. If he has a really good year, he'll be capable of hitting. I mean, he can hit 40, but I don't think he will. I think it'll be more in the low to mid 30s in terms of goals. And he'll probably match that or come close to that in assists as well, maybe around 28, 29 assists. So that should put him just under around low 60s, high 50s, I believe.
You're absolutely right about this. I follow you exactly. 33 goals and about 28 assists for 61 points. But it could be 58 to 63 points would be my range for the good year. He have an amazing, great year. For me, it's between 65 to 70, 68 points. And I gave him about 36 goals. That would be my prediction, Mr. Natap. Take a note, because you said, Coach, he was right again. But Adam Barnes have an amazing, great night. How many wins the Toronto Maple Leafs have this coming year?
Well, I think they'll win that division. How many wins will that take? What did they have last year? How many wins?
53, 54.
Yeah, I think they duplicate that. I'm not sure that they'll surpass it, but I think they can duplicate that same amount.
Yeah. I try to give you the best of the. What was the number I give to you?
52, I think.
I said 53, 54.
Oh,
it was 54, Mr. Natap.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I think they'll be around the same number.
Yeah, that would be the best answer. I was going to give 54 again, but you're absolutely right about this. Anthony understand Huberdeau is 200 pounds. Talking about his playing style, he's more a finesse style player, not a physical player like a catcher. Yep. You're absolutely right about this. About him. Adam, coach is drinking is a special man juice. Now that it's I cannot find I love the pineapple juice or some stuff like that, and cannot find it a lot. You have to go another 7-Eleven a bit on my left side and complicated. But yeah, I don't take a lot, but I take it this morning. Would Dallas be able to sign Robinson, or would they have no choice but trade him for the rest of the team like Buffalo?
I think from what I hear, I think they're very close to signing him. If not, for whatever reason, they have to make sure that the haul they get back for Robertson, is something that will benefit them immediately and down the road as well. But I think they're close. I think they're very
First of
close to
all, they're
signing.
never going to trade him, so you can
Yeah.
delete this for sure. Secondly, I would say to you, they try to figure out something with Kubeden because Kubeden is on the salary cap of them to open up at $3 million. So possible they make a trade to open up a Robinson, and then I would say to you for Robinson, it will be a contract of 4 years, about $7.5 to $8 million. That's my prediction about Jacob Robinson. If it's a 4 years, now if they give him 6 years, they were never going to give him 8 years. So if it's 8 years, 6 year, predict more about 8.2, 8.5. That would be my prediction for him.
Yeah, I think they're waiting eventually once Ben's contract comes off the record, and he's closer to
The problem is on
ending
top,
it.
every player did it. Old. They never have a great year, usually.
No.
And Robinson has
No.
never been a guy on the gym guy. So very concerned about him for upcoming year if he's not show up this week.
Yeah.
It's Clark and Montreal blue line is not the greatest right now, but what is your opinion on the forward line as we set up for the future for forward, or we are still missing pieces?
Are we talking about for this upcoming year? I think the lines are pretty much cemented in terms of who's going to play with whom. There might be some variant. Like, are they thinking, does Anderson play on the first line with Suzuki and Caulfield? Do they bring up somebody else instead? But they're pretty much set in my eyes. There's little play there depending on which forwards in and out of the lineup. So yeah, I think they know what their third and fourth lines are as well. So
I would say that to you, King. One of the Montreal Canadiens, Mr. Nata, would be good, like to make the playoff, like really contender to make the playoff. Only 5 forward of what they have right now, and that team will going to be with them, possibly 4.
of the current players,
Yeah,
possibly a little higher.
I don't see more like 5. I'm talking about 3 years to come here at least.
Yeah, you might be right. That because you gotta think that I the guys I'm sort of waffling over are guys like Anderson, Gallagher.
Gallagher be out.
Yeah.
Anderson be out.
You think? Yeah, if those guys are out, then I would tend to agree. It'll
Yep.
be around 4 or 5.
Yeah, if you think about this, Caulfield, Suzuki, Dak.
Dak is another one. Yeah.
That's 3 right there, right? And then it go around Hoffman, Drouin, Anderson. I would keep Anderson. That's
Dadonov.
4, right? And then Armia.
Yeah.
The only one I would be surprised it could be there is Jake Evans,
Yeah, I was about to say that. Jake Evans is a
right?
possibility.
And Rempitlick.
Only because I think they're really high on him. We'll see. Yeah, he's a borderline case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everton is a slick player. Why get involved in the rough stuff if he can avoid, if he still be productive? It's always
It's the
depend, guys.
playoffs.
Like for me, is they have to understand player. It's not all skilled players. It's rare you see a Owen Nolan, Will Penman, like I'm talking about old school, right? Tom Wilson, or you have a skill, a toughness, and they have to make sure what kind of player they are. Sometimes we judge too much because you have a bad playoff or everything like that. It's not that way with that. Rivaldo produces during the playoff. That's funny if you look about his playoff versus the team he produced in the playoff. A 1 year playoff does not define a full year, a full career for the players. But again, you have a kind of playoff, you're looking more for the forechecker, a back checker, you turn that. A player like Blake Coleman or Goodrow or those kind of forechecker, Doug Brown is another one. But then they're going to have those kind of successful during the playoff because that's what you saw. It's not Huberdeau problem. It's the team need to mix different roles, different players, talent, skill, toughness, and the team. That's make it fun like that. And like Calgary last season, a guy like Kachuk helping like Home and Goodrow to recover the puck for checker, everything like that. Everything the team, like, think about the Palat job. He's not a tough guy. Palat don't bring the player through the wall, but Palat find a way to recover the puck. He's a play driver player. He's a driver. He's a driving player. He drives to recreate opportunity for his teammate around him. He take advantage of his opportunity for himself too. But that's
Right.
what you need in the team. So you have that kind of Huberdeau, but you need another player compared to him, more physical, more toughness. And Patrick Orvis is a great play right there at young age. That's make a team like this. Crosby, is it a tough guy? You know what I mean? Like
But he gets involved. He gets
yeah, but
involved.
tough. Crosby is not the type of
Yeah.
player like Goldman and everything like
Right.
that. So he's not a tough guy called Crosby. He won his battle. But that's the way
Yeah.
he's missing for Huberdeau. When we talk about
Yes.
Huberdeau, it's more about strength to win your battle. Pavel Tkachuk, he did all the time win his battle. He was not the highest, the more toughness guy, but he find a way to pick up the puck. That's you qualify sometimes toughness for me. Can you win your battle? What's the problem, Justin Barron? The battle in the corner. He cannot win, right? But that's for me. That's I'll try to give you another way to see that. That's my point. You don't need all
Makes
one
total
Simon.
sense.
That's what my, you know what I mean, like Evander Kane. You know, is it? I will give you an example. I think one I can describe like Hyman. Hyman is not the toughest guy in NHL, right? But is the way he played the game in the corner. He pick up the puck because he is able to get there, right? But he's not a
Yeah.
toughness guy in NHL, and that's the way if you can grit that kind of grits, maybe the description of the grits of Grandeur could be another way to describe toughness, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Grit
that would be
is the proper word.
yeah. The issue with that thought it was building a team with talent is the current general manager is physically and a forward group. I don't think Huberdeau fit that. I will say to you, Mr. Anthony, and I don't know. I just assume there's something happening at the end of the game, at the end of the year. We don't know what happening on the road. I don't know what it was the problem, but when you see inside the locker room, they have a kind of the group or the fit, and he wants to change that kind of the mentality inside the locker room. They figure out very quickly Bill Zito, and I think for me, Mr. Natap, that's the reason why they trade Huberdeau and Wegar. He need to split the 6-7 years together, the Barkov, the Huberdeau, and they fit together. And I'll give you another example. Possibly, and I could be wrong here, the Matthews, the Manor, the Riley, the Tavares, the five players controlling all together. I don't say they control the team over there, but when you stay stuck together too much and you don't win, you need
Yeah,
to
the
make some
click.
change at some point,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
When the results aren't there, you need to shake it up a little bit, and that's what they
exactly
did.
about this one there. Where do you see Vancouver going in the upcoming season?
I still think they're a bubble team, King. I think they have a a very good chance of possibly making the wild card in my eyes, if all goes well and the players produce like they're supposed to.
You're absolutely right about this. About them, it will be on the team like we just saw. Can you see the Los
Yeah,
King getting Jacob
yeah,
Chikwan? Is the one they have the tools to trade for him. Would
and
be
the money.
interesting to see that, Anthony. Randy said, Mr. Nortap, I think that is fair answer. And Nortap, the problem we don't know which one it was, but at the end of the day, it's a long time anyway. But that's great about this one over there, Coach. And Nortap, do you remember the last time a trade involved the Montreal Canadiens and the Vancouver Canucks occur?
Uh, was Toffoli a trade or was he a free agent? I think he was a free agent when Montreal picked him up, if I'm not mistaken.
Which one?
Okay. Toffoli, was he a free agent when Bergeron picked him up? or was it a trade? I think it was a. I think he was a free agent.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
So it wasn't him. So the last trade with Vancouver. Um, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Maybe. Oh, Moore. Would it have been Moore when he came to Montreal?
Travis Moore?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I cannot remember.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank with that King.
Only remember Tyler Toffoli. Coach understood why the Panthers trade for catcher because Huberdeau in the long run does not fit how they was going to build their forward group. They want them to more physical like a Barkey. Yeah, possible, Anthony, for sure. We just talk about this. Randy said the Oilers King could get him if they want, but we don't need him, especially with the prospect like Brent Clark. Great point for him about this corporate is not great in Ottawa. Actually, it's Ontario. Um, yes, sir, Roger. They talk each other. So I try to figure out about this. Who have a question, Mr. Natap? So 39 likes, Mr. Natap, so far. I was said good night to Roger. Good night, Roger. Um, how can
It
you
just though.
refuse a ab at coach about this one over there? Did you ab pick the right player for captain?
Uh that's a bit of a complicated answer that I'm going to give because if we lay it on the line in terms of who's best suited, who wears their heart on their sleeve, who gives 100% all the time, is the leader, the spokesperson, then I would say it should have gone to Gallagher, um, plain and simple. If you look at what they did, which was to put the C on and create that consistency for many years, and also somebody that's going to grow into that role with the leadership of guys like Gallagher and Edmondson, then I would say that's why they gave it to Suzuki. So it depends what perspective you take. Is Suzuki the biggest heart on the team right now? No, I would say it's probably Gallagher, but Suzuki is their future.
Uh, to be a captain, you need presence. You need
Yeah.
you need someone really, and how I say that, like when I said presence, like not smarter. It's not the word smart. It's the guy was really
No.
every time look at him, he's really serious, he's very calm, and everything like that. Gallagher is an
Yeah.
agitator. Gallagher, he's a goofy, like he does all the kind of stuff like that left and right. So that's one reason he's never going to be a captain in for any team. Like he's the guy like does all the truck, all the kind of stuff in the locker room, and he'll have a smiling fun, everything like that. So I'm talking about more like the quiet guy, calm, everything like that. And Suzuki is a guy who's going to speak French, English, and they see them a long term. And I think that's the one reason because for me, he's the right person.
Well, he's learning French right now. He doesn't have that in his repertoire, so that doesn't make much of a difference. Uh, I don't see Gallagher as being goofy. I think he
Oh
tries
my
to.
God! Oh my God!
Uh, no,
And the
I
locker
think I
room?
think he tries. I think he tries to alleviate the situation because let's face it, when you're losing, it's not an easy thing to
No, no,
take,
no. I'm not
like
saying like
day in and
goofy,
day
like
out.
a stupid stuff. I'm talking about he's a guy.
Yeah,
He's a he entertaining. He bring the fun inside
right.
the locker room. He's a guy.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
very jumping left and right. So he's not a guy like come. Yes, when you captain or you do that with, you need to be a caution. You have to be quiet. You have to evaluate. You have to take care. Gallagher for me, if you try to build something, he does look. He don't read the instruction. He just try to hammer everything together. He try to fix it very quickly. That's simple. But the guy, the captain, he will read all the instruction to be sure they don't miss any piece and this piece go together. And then you have to fix this. It's not good. You
So,
would try again. But Gallagher says, "Come on, let's go," and then
so
that's it.
are you saying that a captain has to be an introvert?
But It's a guy, he will evaluate everything. I've never been, by the way, I never read the instruction of the book. So I just want to let you know about that. I never build, I always destroy before I build. And then I said, why we,
I don't know, because
now
I
I
think of
build
guys like,
I would said I would build that toy, right? I build the toy, and then I
yeah.
said, why? I still have one more piece on my hands. Where did this go? Oh, it works. It's no big deal. The 4-wheel rule anyway. It's no big deal. All right, let's go move on.
Okay. We'll pick it up another time.
We're talking about Terrien, a shortcut. So what do you think about Martin St. Louis shortcut?
To me, he hasn't shown any shortcuts. I'll be honest with you. I mean, if we talk, if we want to be just funny about it, the only short thing about him is his height. But I think he's very thorough. Like this guy, talk about reading the instruction manual 10 times and then reading it in French as well. That would be him. Picking up the phone and getting ideas from different people. We saw in the interview that Gorton had with Chris Nyland that Gorton admitted that he was one of the guys that called him before he was even considered for a coaching position in Montreal to re-sign Pitlick. So that's the kind of guy he is. He's always one step ahead, and if he doesn't have the answer today, you can rest assured he will down the road. He doesn't strike me as a guy that'll take shortcuts.
So right, we talk about how many points all the time. How about this? What will Jake Evans say percentage be at the end of the season?
It'll be tough. I don't anticipate it being too high. It should be
I
around
will simplify
maybe
your
9,
life.
10. 9, 10.
Below. I will set
Maybe.
to you 0.903. I was trying to ask you, are you
I think
going under or over 0.905?
I'll go slightly over, only because I think he's going to see a huge volume of shots. So, if he's facing 45, 50 shots a night, and he's just letting 3 or 4 goals in, the percentage works in favor of over in this case.
Last season, Mr. ENORTAP, 3.30, 0.908,
Yeah, so that's over.
No, that's exact 0.905.
Oh, exactly. I thought you said 908. Okay.
Here we go. We have a lot of questions tonight, Mr. ENORTAP. Coach ENORTAP, before the Panther.
We're not going to get to our topic tonight, are we?
I'm sorry?
We're not going to get to our topic of the night tonight.
We're going to bring next time.
Okay.
Coach ENORTAP, before the Panther hired the current head coach, who it was you first to land that job, who was the best fit for the Panthers?
Well, I thought they had the best fit. I'll be honest with you. I thought Quenneville was the ideal coach for the Panthers. Unfortunately, the circumstances around it and what happened with the situation in Chicago forced their hands for optical reasons for him to step down. And there aren't a lot of great coaches like Quenneville. Having said that, I don't think Paul Maurice is a bad coach at all. I think he's a very smart individual. He always has the players' backs, from what I see. I think it's an upgrade from what they had last year.
No, it's not an upgrade. Drew Burnett, who's going to be the next coach of the New Jersey Devils the next 3 months. Remember what I just said to you? I just announced this at the Hockey National show. And Drew Burnett will be the next coach of the New Jersey Devils. And they have him in their hands. They let him go. I would say to you, when you talk about who would be a good fit for me, it would be Bruce Boudreau if he was available when it was the difficult time to negotiate with the Vancouver Canucks. I think Boudreau would fit like a glove in Florida.
Yeah, possibly.
William, what team from the West cracked one of the points we did not last season?
Who didn't last season? Well, given that I think every single team except for 2 of the 16 qualifying teams hit 100 last year, getting into the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. I think Washington didn't hit 100, and I think they were both in the East.
No, they did Washington.
Oh, they did? So then it was in the
Yeah,
West?
100 point. Everybody in the playoff, they did it. On the flip side,
No.
the Kings did not did it, and the Star and the Nashville.
Right. Yeah. So they had, 90?
98, 99, 94.
Yeah.
99, 98, 97. Sorry.
97, yeah.
So what was the question?
So the question is, do you think that there'll be a team that doesn't hit it, right? Will crack 100 from last year, that cracks 100 points?
I don't see anybody. What team from the West would crack one of the I don't see any one of them.
No. I mean,
it's too much power in the Pacific Division, Mr. Notap. Like Calgary, Edmonton, Los Angeles, Vegas, Vancouver, they're sharing too many points together.
Yeah.
I did that one over there. Who is the? There we go. They talk each other. Mr. Notap. How many points will Crosby get this year, Mr. Notap?
Depends on his health, Dan. He hasn't had too many 82 games since last years. But you can rest assured he's definitely in the 80 to 90 area. If he stays healthy, he might hit 90.
He never been now a 1.3 point anymore since like 2018. So we said to you about 80 to 85 point, like he did 84 last season. So that might be my point for him.
But how many games did he play though?
Last season, 70 game.
70 games. So with 12 more games, he probably could have came close.
It would be about 90 point, but he never been play a full year since like 2016, 17.
Yeah, and that's my point. He has to stay healthy.
Yeah. Who has the best chance winning one more Stanley Cup? Crosby, Ovechkin, or Bergeron?
That's an easy one. Crosby.
Yep, so right there. What is your opinion about the Arizona Coyotes for the future?
Well, you consider that
great, Mr. Notap.
They're at the bottom, and all the picks that they have, it should translate to a decent future for them.
The rumor is like Matthews coming with Marner the next 3 years.
Oh, both of them together now.
Yeah, both together. No, but I would be honest with you, it would take a bit one more year, but they are going to, if you talk only about hockey, the team would be better in the next 3 years, Mr. Notap.
Yeah, they're behind a few other teams in their rebuilding stage.
Yep. Cashin played there, Adam, by the way. Cashin playing in Arizona this year.
Oh, press for Cashin. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, we had Cashin.
Oh yeah, Edmonton, Vancouver. Yeah, that's a good point.
It didn't work out, and yeah.
Okay. Cole, is there a rule in the NHL? They limit team from trading pick and back-to-back years in the first round, like you see in the NBA or NFL.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. Takes so much, Alan, to mention that. Real, Mr. Notap or 42. And Notap, did you see the crazy stat last season? John Paul Jordan, it was the last of the Golden Age of Sharks hockey score in the original Maple Leaf Garden.
Oh no, I hadn't seen that.
Then it's for me. Yeah, it's right now the last player in the NHL if he played this year in the 90s after Shara. Calgary is a real deal. Look for son. I think he's going to have a good year this year.
Yeah.
The last trade ad in Knox was in 1991 Vladimir Vichtek again, the 4 for Gerald Didak. I don't think so. I think it was a brass against Cashin.
Yeah.
Coach, have you been in Montreal again or just 3 comments? No, it was reported by the players. So I never been in the locker room. but the players talk about Gallagher, the way he bring the fun, entertaining inside the locker room. That's the reason I mentioned that part over there. But you just see him when he talk, his presence, his composure. Put Shea Weber and put Gallagher beside this. He's not there. It's present a Gallagher guys to go. And do you expect press? I'll give you an example. Let's go to invite for a conference talking about anything. Do you expect Brendan Gallagher give you an amazing, great conversation speaker versus Shane Weber? No, it's not the prototype of Gallagher is. You can see him right away. He's not a kind like this. You bring Nick Zuski or Brendan Gallagher, you're going to take Nick Zuski. It's just the presence of Gallagher is not that type of the captain he is. Now, he have a lot of real leadership, everything like that, but you need some kind of leadership, Mr. ENORTAP. What Perry did, what Price did, what Weber did, it's not always to be the same way. But when you talk about a captain, this is the next level of leadership. You represent the organization. You do all these fun things. And that's why the reason I believe Gallagher don't have those kind of check box, all of them, to be a solid captain for the Montreal Canadiens.
No comment. I'm not 100% sold on that.
I'm telling you right now, you're going to get that one over there. Who tell you an example. Can you see Jonathan Taze compared to Brendan Gallagher? Do you prefer Gallagher to be a captain, to talking in front of the camera, and to have it's as serious he can be and to speak everybody compared to Jonathan Taze?
Well, I've never seen.
Compare now Ryan Kesselov against Gallagher. Compare Steven Stamkos compared to Gallagher. Compare Patrice Bergeron compared to Gallagher. And compare Joe Sakic compared to Gallagher. And I can go all the way like that. Steve Yzerman compared to Gallagher. That's my point, is this part over there. Those kind of positive players play the way they play. You don't see them a lot as a captain in the NHL.
Okay.
But no, if you have not, again, just tell me.
No, I think we're perhaps going in parallel lines here, because I'm not saying, like earlier we were talking about what characteristics a captain has to have in order to be considered for that position, right? Or a player has to have to be considered that. And I think we were talking about, do you have to be an introverted individual in order to be a good captain? And my answer is no, you don't have to be. And all you have to do is look at history. Like you look at a Brian Trottier was not, an introverted individual. He was very outspoken, and yet when it came to speaking to the media, he did his due diligence. There's been many examples like that in the league. So it really takes somebody, I agree, somebody that's patient, somebody that can handle the media properly, will not blow up like we saw in some cases last year with Winnipeg when Wheeler was at the mic. There's a lot of things involved. I don't think Gallagher blows up when he's talking to reporters. I think he's fairly composed, and he does a lot for the community. So that aspect of it, like he shows up to a lot of the community events. I think he does have the characteristics. Is he perhaps the best captain you could have? Maybe not, but I definitely think he's in the running.
Oh yeah, I'm not against him, but for me, if I have to pick a captain, I need someone calm. I need someone quiet. I need someone thinking. I need someone. Here's by the presence of someone when you go inside the locker room, you feel it, you know it, and that's what I'm looking for. The Crosby, when he show up, that's a big fan right there. I'm sorry,
like Bob Gainey. Like
Bob Gainey. That was what I was going to say that earlier when you started talking. Bob Gainey is another one over there. You don't need a guy like, they don't need to move the locker room and it just be someone just show up, talk at the right time at the moment. Again, I know Sir Gallagher is not a bad captain, would be a bad captain. I just said I don't feel he's the mold to be a great captain I don't see that. He's a great leader. Like I said earlier, he had some kind of leader inside the locker room. Everybody played their part,
Yes.
their role. But to be the captain of all the assistant or the leadership, I think Calgary don't have that kind of role he can carry on over there for me.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's my opinion, by the way.
Yeah, no, I understand. I
Right?
understand that it's valid.
Great point for Andy. Impressed with Oilers coaching team. Gave Pujijavi A on his game. Try to mature him. I feel like Pujijavi can become another Nico Shin in NHL.
Yeah, maybe instead of mature, I think it's trying to enable him. That's what
Mr.
it is.
ENORTAP, what is the topic of the night?
I don't know. We forgot. Sorry, Stephen.
That's the beauty here,
Another night.
Steven. Steven, we describe, we do a description of the subject, but we change the subject all the way. You guys, you got too many questions. You do a great job, by the way. I think give him more responsibility and the right move. Look, great point about him. Look about him. No, who knows? On the team on the East, which team have made the playoff last season? We missed the playoff this season. Prediction.
Boston in the East. In the West, Dallas.
All right. Under those guys. We have 42 likes. We don't go nowhere before we get 50 minutes. I'm just kidding. Michelle, if you need a real free, thanks so much about this one there. Michelle, I don't need anything. If you have some breakfast, bring it to him. Making a stand will force him to mature. Stop just thinking about him. Mature. I agree with you, Andy, about this. Great comments about that. Edmonton very passionate with him.
Auntie, it gives him confidence because right now that's the only thing between him being a good player or just an average player. It's that confidence, and maybe this will do it.
More point, Montreal, Arizona.
Montreal.
All right. Great conversation. And look, I love when the people talk each other like this. Who is your favorite player or to watch after the game or for interview?
Tortorella. Oh, player. Sorry. Player, I would say. That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't heard every captain, I guess.
For me, Sidney Crosby.
You know what? I was just about to say that. I'll go Crosby, but he's a little bit too much to the textbook. Like he's very political with his answers. But yeah, he's thorough. He's thorough. That he is.
Yeah, for me, because I feel like he studied the game. So when you reevaluate the game after that, you're going to hear something. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's possible. He's not the only one. You have so many other players, right? But it depends. What kind of tournament do you want? Tortorella, where he can tell you anything, like Bill Belichick, or you want like Daryl Sutter, or you want someone like more like quiet and he but give you. And I think Martin St. Louis. I'll give you an example. Maybe so much refreshing to listen him talking.
Yes, Martin St. Louis is amazing to listen to.
Like
Whereas,
if you listen to Daryl Sutter or Martin St. Louis,
I'm scared.
You know what I mean?
I think if I was a reporter, I'd be scared to ask Sutter a question because sometimes he just glares at you and answers with one word.
Malheureusement, Nicolas, c'est terminé. C'est fini. À propos de ça, les Chiefs going to win possibly. Coach, I like the cassette about this. What is your Cole Pasta? Welcome, Pasta. Talking about food. What is your less favorite team?
I can't say.
Sorry again?
I can't say. I don't want to offend anybody. It's for me. It's got to be Boston, but only because of the rivalry.
I understand that, but I think I never like a team like the Flyers.
That's close up there. Yeah.
How much do you save on the cap if we waive Armia and Hoffman?
It's their wage minus what? 1.5 million, or
So the
how
point
does it
to me
work?
about this guy is easy. You, if he's waived, right, and he can pick claims. So you totally his full contract is out. So Army at 3.4, Hoffman 4.5. Now, if they not claim, they go to the bottom of the Laval Rocket. Every player, professional, have a salary in NHL when they go in American Hockey League. The rule is 1.125 or 1.25. I'm always confusing. 1.125 or $1.25 million reduce of the full salary. So, example like Hoffman 4.5 go to Laval. Now the salary cap is going to become now 3.35 for the Montreal Canadiens. They only save 1.2. So when they save a guy like Paseta, but his full salary go out automatically because he's not over 1.2, Mr. ENORTAP. Does it make sense?
You're right. Yes,
So
yes.
not much.
That's why the
Not much. A
bad
lot.
contracts.
Yeah, it's not much benefit to do it. Only save 1.2, or it's not benefit to buy out a player if you have other like 1 year and more on his contract, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah.
So that hopefully answer your question. C'est malheureusement terminé, Nick, pour les fantasy hockey. 44 likes, Mr. ENORTAP. Best interview I skate, shoot, score. Yay about this. 27 and shot ENORTAP has the chance to make it 50 like everything like this. Getting there. Getting a great show. Coach Alan, thanks so much. Time for the walkout for the Mr. Allen. Here we go, 32 right there. Mr. ENORTAP, I think we go all the way from the bottom of the list, Mr. ENORTAP. We're still hanging there. Not too bad done, but we crossed the 2 hours, Mr. ENORTAP. I want to mention to this, Mr. ENORTAP, possible next time we met each other, we're going to talk about the NHL the biggest breakout candidate for 2022-2023.
Okay.
Are you feel good about this?
Yeah, I'll feel a little bit better.
All right,
yeah.
Sound good. Thanks, coach. It's not much. We need to wake up them somehow. Might ready the back of the bus and Laval. Can we make up them? You're absolutely right about this. I agree with you. Not a problem. So, Mr. ENORTAP, time to the quiz. Are you agree?
Uh-oh. Sure.
ENORTAP is. Are you on the slum?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. I feel like your name not pop up recently. But Mr. ENORTAP, before we start, I want to mention, I know he's going to hide us, but I think sometimes it's better. I want to mention to you the leaderboard on the Sunday of September. ENORTAP at 10.5 with a perfect game. Vinny 007, one perfect game at 5.5. Followed by Bobby Bagadonats at 5. Pierre Martin at 4. Andy Koivula at 3.5, followed by Marco Larabé. Nicolas is still on the board, and we have everybody on the bottom with a couple of players win. We lost Mark Rabinowitz, hopefully he's doing well. And Mr. ENORTAP, we miss, remember the stand-up guy?
Yes, Richard Mullen.
Hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully he's fine, because we know he has some kind of the problem health at some point. He recovery, he won the tour. He may be on the tour somewhere in the world. We don't know. But
well, he had told me at one point that he was going to be performing in Toronto in September at the Comedy Club, I believe it's called.
Okay.
So I looked it up, and his name wasn't there. So I hope he's doing okay, and that he didn't, obviously that's not the reason why he didn't appear.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. Luc Lafortune is 0.5, by the way, so I just want to mention him. But Mr. ENORTAP, it's the start of October 2nd for you guys, 3rd for me. And now we're going to start the new leaderboard for the month. Honestly, he's not there, but we're going to accumulate. And your accumulation of October, you're going to give you a point on the leaderboard for the year, Mr. ENORTAP. It's really, really professionally supervised by the DeWitt Smith verification, the company we got here at the Hockey National Show.
Sounds good.
There we go. Are you ready, Mr. ENORTAP?
I don't know. I feel tired. But we'll try. We'll try our best.
Here we go. First question of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Since the salary cap exists, Mr. Notap, how many teams miss the playoff the year before they do the playoff, or they make the playoff the year after at front of 20 points and more? So, example, Mr. Notap, the situation that this year, Boston 100 points, Ottawa 73 points, front 27 points. It makes sense?
Okay, yeah. I think
How
so.
many times a team have 20 points friends with the team as it was in the playoff, they are not in the playoff, and they make it the following year? You understand?
I think so, yeah.
All right. So 3 team, 5 team, 7 team, 9 team, or 11 team. Chicago C, RGD, Nicolas C. Game Bobby said E. Danny E. So again, Ron B. Brendan C. Brendan, quiet tonight. Welcome back, Brendan. Andy A. Wow, we have a mid-still question. Everybody gave us an answer every letter. So someone's going to step up right there for sure, Mr. Notap. And King said C. Vinny B. Andy A. Luke Lafortune B. And Mr. Notap.
I can't believe it's too high of a number. I think I'll go with B, 5.
Let me check something here. Luke Lafortune B, Jose Duarte B, and that's what we have right now. Mr. Notap, what is your answer? Apologize, I was checking, be sure.
Yeah, no, I was saying I don't think it's high. I think I'll go with 5.
What would be your next option, Mr. Notap?
It would have probably been 3.
Oh my God! Surprisingly, guys, it's 9.
Wow, 9.
Pittsburgh, Washington, Columbus, all one of them did it. Honestly.
Oh my goodness, that's
so. And usually, Mr. Notap is the team draft a couple of players and not ready yet, and then they sponge a lot of players around them, and then that's happening. So 9 team got it. Honestly, only RG Calabro, Mr. Notap did it. We have only one D in the chat. I want to verify that one, but we have a lot of E, B, C, A, and RG is the only winner on this one, Mr. Notap. Congratulations, RG. Oh my God! Question number 2, Mr. Notap.
Oh boy.
Let's do it. How many?
Not feeling lucky.
How many times a goalie had 3 points and more in one season? And the NHL history. How many goalies had 3 points and more in one season? 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 assists, 3 goals, whatsoever, and plus. 5 times, 7 times, 9 times, 11 times, 13. And you know, because we did last week, Grand Fuhr was one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Here we go. What we have here, Nicolas D, Brendan B, Chicago B. We have RJA, Runway Kings B, Danny A, Bobby A, Jose B, Andy C. I want a recount, la personne. Dis-moi donc ta réponse, mon Luc, là, au lieu de chialer. It would be E with all of things. But look like everybody answered. We don't have a lot of contests, but it's all right. Mr. Notap, what it would be? Vinny said C, by the way. What is your answer, Mr. Notap, on that one?
So I had 3 points or more in one season.
3 points.
I think I'm going to go with 11. D.
King, how many?
D, 11.
11. Oh my God! But we don't play anything, Mr. Notap. You score because you get that one over there. Congratulations. And we have only two good answers. ENORTAP and Nicolas the Gobi Bono score. Tie the game now with RJ. Congratulations, Mr. ENORTAP. It was really on the nail about this one over there.
Yeah. In the good old days, they used to get the points, rack up the points.
Luc Laforson said C. Danny 02. Like we do in the middle of the contest, Mr. ENORTAP, it's always been under, over, or exact. How many times since 1994 four defensemen had 60 plus assists in the same season? Is it happening 4 times? Is it under, over, or exact? How many times four defensemen altogether have 60 points in one season, Mr. ENORTAP? It's confusing. We have too many B. But
no, 60 assists, not points.
60 assists.
Yeah, okay.
Chicago said A. All right. RG exact. Nicolas exact. Luc, c'est en bas. Luc Lafortune B. Round with King B. Jose C. Brendan A. Thank you, Brent. Andy A. B. Bobby B. Thank you. We have Jean. Jean GP is back in the house. I said C first, coach. I apologize for this, Danny. I saw 02. Mr. ENORTAP.
I know it seems awfully low. I'm gonna go over.
Over.
Yeah. B.
Oh my God! The answer is B, Mr. ENORTAP. You win and you take the lead at 2 because nobody got 2 good answers so far. Ron, Luc Lafortune, Bobby Bagadonat, and Andy Koivula are the winner of this one over there. And how many do you think have 4, Mr. ENORTAP?
Well, I would have thought it was double digits, to be honest with you.
I'll be honest with you, it was only 5.
It's only 5. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, good answer. You was lucky, but you did it. That's the most important thing about that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Question number 4. And the season 2021, Mr. ENORTAP 22, 51 player at 30 goals and more. What is the player with the fewest minute the penalty? So one of them had the fewest minute penalty, but he scored 30 goals. 51 of them did it. But how many minute the penalty they have the left, the fewest, Mr. ENORTAP?
So 51 players had 30 goals.
Danny 03, Chicago. Look at Chicago B. Thank you. No Nick Coach, Texas, and RG. Luc Lafortune C. Nicolas D. Thank you. Jose C. Brendan D. Thank you. Game Bobby C. Run with King C. Brendan D. All right. Brendan, not a problem.
What is the player with the fewest
Andy
penalty
A.
minutes?
King Gamer C. Thank you. GP 02. Mr. ENORTAP?
I'm a bit confused because it says, what is the player with the fewest penalty minutes? Sounds like you want a name.
Yeah, I was almost to do that, but I didn't go that way. So the player had the lowest minute penalty, but he scored 30 goals a plus in NHL. There are 51 did it last season. But the lowest minute penalty, it was what for those 51 players? Like Bernie Catcher was the maybe possible the highest one. Now the lowest one, what is the number of the minute penalty?
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I'm still confused about it because I'm trying to understand. Are you saying how many players that scored 30 goals in that year of the 51?
Yep.
How many of them had
which one had the lowest minute penalty? Not the player, the lowest minute penalty of the 51. Score 30 goals.
And the answer is 02468?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm going to guess because I have no... I'm going to say C, but I'm not sure I understand.
All right.
That's my fault.
The answer is C. Kyle Connor at 4 minute penalty, Mr. LUCIANO. You take the lead.
Oh my gosh.
3
Okay.
good answer on that one there. But RJ,
Total guess.
Luc
Total
Lafortune,
guess.
run with Kings. Bobby Bagadonats score, and they reach 2, and possibly they can tie your game if you are wrong the last question. And Kyle Connor was really the one of this one, Mr. ENORTAP. Here we go.
So those are the actual
Last one of the night,
minutes.
Mr. ENORTAP.
Okay.
Most even strength goal among the defensemen last season from this list, Mr. ENORTAP. Who has the most goal between that list over there? Honestly, it was Kel McCarr, but the following after him: Justin Falk, Adam Fox, Roman Hosey, Sean Theodore, Victor Edmond, Mr. ENORTAP. Who between them have the most goal as a defenseman in NHL last season, Mr. ENORTAP? Danny said E. Chicago B. Brendan D. Nicolas A. Jose A. GPB. Sean Theodore for RJ. Bobby said D. Thanks so much. Vinny C. Thanks so much. Ron Wick King says C. Thanks so much. Mr. ENORTAP.
Oh my gosh. Even strength. Last season. Most even strength. So who possibly logged the most time? I mean,
Andy B. Thanks so much.
I gotta believe it's either C or D. I'm gonna go with Shea Theodore. D.
D. All right. I want to be sure. Run with Kings. Run with Kings. I want to see if someone can win, if ever. He said C. That's good. Nicolas, he said A. All right. And then RJ, he said D. Sean Theodore, like Mr. ENORTAP. That's a good news for him. If you have another one, Mr. ENORTAP, what it would be?
Roman Yossi.
Oh my God!
A lot of people was wrong this one. Justin
really?
Falk.
Oh, wow.
Justin Falk had the most. But Mr. ENORTAP, it's not a matter
man.
because you are the winner of the contest tonight by 3 good answers and 5. You take the lead in October and the leaderboard with 12.5. Congratulations, Mr. ENORTAP. Wow, what a performance, Mr. ENORTAP, to conclude the show of the over 2 hours tonight, Mr. Wow, that's happening again. Danny 05. Unfortunately, Danny, we don't take not about the leaderboard on that way, but great consolation. King 2 and 3. Yeah, we have a few too. RJ, Mr. ENORTAP, Nicolas de Gobi Bono. We have Run with King, Luc Lafortune, Bobby Bagadonats, Jose Duarte, King of Gamer, but not good enough to beat you, Mr. ENORTAP. You are the master of the Frenchy quiz. He did it again, ladies and gentlemen.
2 pure guesses.
That's a part of the game, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah.
That's all about.
Okay.
Mr. ENORTAP, that's concluded our first show together of October. We want to remind everybody we are back together now with, of course, the warm-up show, 6 o'clock p.m. Tomorrow night. Yes, we're not going to answer the phone. We're going to use what we're supposed to talk tomorrow night, that is in Pacific, and that's happening tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Then after that, I'm going to do the description of Montreal Canadian. Until the next time, we want to remind everybody, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Again, Mr. ENORTAP, we want to thank for your participation tonight, your time you gave to the Hockey National Show. And the people love you, Mr. ENORTAP. Can't wait to see you until the next time. We're going to miss you a couple of nights because we have a lot of things going on during the week. We have, honestly, Well, someone's coming Wednesday. I cannot remember. But we're going to find a way to get him, of course. Until the next time, everybody, we want to remind you, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate your second half of what, Mr. ENORTAP?
Your 2022.
He did it again. He said 2022. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. I can't wait to see you until the next time, Mr.
Good night, Hockey Nation. Good
and
night,
I will
Coach.
see you. Remember, we love you, people. Have an amazing, great night. Sweet dream. Thank you, Mr. ENORTAP.
Good night. Good night.
Danny, have a great night. Brandon Bishop, welcome back. And thanks so much. RJ, Chicago Bear, Nicolas de Gobi Bono, Jose Duarte, all the moderators of the Hockey Nation Show. We want to thank each one of you for your participation tonight. And after Danny, Ron, Jose Duarte, Luciano Graziano, Andy Kuiwula, Bobby Bagadonats, Randy Walkman. Then we have RJ update for everything. Thanks so much, Mr. RJ Calabro. Of course, Luc Lafortune, Renault earlier, Roger earlier, Kelly earlier, King of the Gamer, Vinny. Booyah!